Hello and welcome to the Analyzer. Well, what a day of racing we have in store for us at Caulfield. It is Group 1 Memsie Stakes Day. The first Group 1, of course, for the season. Kicks off the spring racing carnival, Ben, and what a day we have in store for us.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Not only would you have a star-studded Memsie to look forward to, but a great support card, and I'm really looking forward to getting into the card and finding some bets. Now, the conditions are going to be crucial. So much rain earlier in the week. We've got to a soft 7 as of Friday morning. I'm expecting, given there's such heavy dews, there's a good chance we get to a 6 by Friday afternoon. I mentioned those dews. I think we'll come up a 6 on race day. Whether we can maybe get a further upgrade, I don't know, but I think soft 6 is what we're going to be looking at. So soft ground, but I don't think it's going to be a genuine, wet, bottomless track by any stretch.
What about the way that things might shape up in terms of where to find winners?
Yes, that wind, it's very light. I don't think the wind's going to have a serious impact, but it's going to be southerly. So Caulfield, I think on speed's going to be a natural advantage, particularly from the shoot starts. But unlike 2 weeks ago, I think they're going to be getting away from that inside. All
right, well, let's get straight into it. Race number 1. And the way that the market looks at the moment, this for the fillies and the mares, Davida is just absolutely airborne, as is her trainer, Danny O'Brien. And she's been really well backed into $4 outright favourite. Stealth of Night off a little break's gone the other way. $6 on that same line is another one that's been well supported. Butternut and Princess, and then you get out to Enviable and Salazar. Miss Miranda at double figures, I'm making a case for, but let's talk about Davida because she's just going so well. And, well, she broke through for a deserving win last time out at 1,600 metres.
Yeah, that's, I think, a crucial point. It was a much weaker race, but it was 1,600, which I think was almost a bridge too far for her. But she had the class and the fitness to beat her rivals there last time out. Blake Shin going on was the key. Got her out of the gate. She developed a bad habit of missing the start. She's rock hard fit. I think she'll go straight to the front, and I think she's going to control this race. Something might go and sit outside her, whether it's a mystery, a drama, or maybe they light up Miss Miranda, I'm not sure. But I think she'll lead, and I think she is got to be the starting point in the race with her fitness, Blake Shin, stable's in form, and I don't think it's going to be a bad place to be in front on Saturday. So I think she's a horse you need to have on side on Saturday.
Yeah, I definitely agree. One horse that has also been well backed, Butternut Princess. She comes to a race where a couple do, All Business, one of those as well, who now plummets in the weights. But Butternut Princess, she does look sort of third up. She's ready. She maps really well.
Yeah, she's the one that I think's ready to run a peak performance here, third up from a spell. And there was a lot of merit to this performance because she was 1,100 up to 14. It's not something I really like for horses, going 11 to 14 second up. And given that, on a day where being nearer the inside, having the run that All Business had, and All Business probably had a bit of a fitness advantage, was a big advantage being closer to the inside. She made that sweeping run, and given she was 11 to 14, I think there was a stack of merit to the performance. Now third up, now the blinkers going on, at the track and distance where she produced a career peak performance. There's so much to like about her. She'd be a straight-out only bet for me if it just wasn't for the map. Davida's going to be in front, and she's going to be awfully hard to get past. So there's no rule that says I only have to back one of them, Grace. I'm going to back both of them. I'm going to have $10 to win on Butternut Princess and $15 to win on Davida to win the same amount. I think Stealth of Night is a danger. She's going to map beautifully. I just wish she'd had that run. She missed a run, so she might just need one. And Enviable, her best, would give her some sort of a hope. But 2-bet play for me in the first. How about you?
Yeah, I'm pretty keen on Davida here. I think everything you've said, you've sort of summed it up well. I just think she could be better than her rivals here, but the one at the price that I am having something on is Miss Miranda. I really like the horse. She went back to the Pakenham Synthetic for a soft kill last start, and I think back in this class, she can even take that next step, and I think we haven't seen the best of her yet. So
bonus win last time, wasn't it, going back in distance?
Yeah, definitely. Back out to the 7 furlongs ideal. So we're both betting up in race number 1. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the betting. For race number 2, Jenny Maltabella, well, she's the favourite at $3.20, sort of holding her price at the moment. Blue Willow, who's down with a lightweight there, $4.50. Mac Dane, quick backup. Amleto, Federer, politely done. These horses, Lincoln Rock sort of coming through that same last start. And, gee, it was, look, it was a really fast run race, this one. What do you make? Like, how do we sort of ascertain who was the best run here?
It's hard, isn't it? Because there was so many good performances. Federer way too far back. Chasing, never really had much hope. Amleto went too hard on the speed. He was entitled to tyre. Autumn Heat was good on speed. Lincoln Rock's first start for the new stable, he went for home a fair way out, and he's probably going to improve for the run. I think there was merit to all of the performances. Amledo, Federer. Look, when this market first came up, when I first started doing the form for this race, Federer's the one I wanted to find, Grace. Now that he's third up, he looks ready to win. He's got a gear change I do not like, particularly for a horse that is dropping back in distance. The earmuffs going on. I'm just a bit worried he might be a little bit sleepy off the speed. So Lincoln Rocks is the one. Off that replay, I can't work out why Lincoln Rocks is that price. It was a great debut for the Bedgegood stable. You mentioned the O'Brien stable's Airborne. Yep. Team Bedgegood is as well. 17 Rocks just looks the wrong price for a horse who's going to get a soft run. So I thought this race was tricky, but I'm going to have a tiny little 1x4 bet on Lincoln Rocks. Are you betting?
Yes, I am. And it really last start, people were jumping out of trees to back Federer second up in distance. Yes, he comes back in distance, and yes, he's got the earmuffs going on, but he was just in another postcode last start. He was so far back. The ground that he made up was huge. I think there was so much merit to the run there, and I don't mind the earmuffs going on because he's clearly a horse that is overdoing a little bit. Ethan Brown goes on, key with Kieran Maher. They're striking at a ridiculous strike rate. So, yeah, I'm betting in that. Federer ahead of Mac Dane, Jenny Maltabella and Lincoln Rocks in for fourth. Now let's take a look at the third event on this Caulfield card, and Dark Bonnie, well, he is very, very progressive and he comes up against some pretty talented horses here, but he's our favourite at $3 ahead of St George, Litsteel, Chocolates. See, that Storm's one that's really interesting at double figures off a last start win. But look, Dark Bonnie, his last start win was good. He now steps up again. Do you think he's the one to beat?
I do, because he's got race fitness on his side. He's progressive. He's got a nice draw. I was against him last time out. It didn't help that two of the main dangers were both scratched. It really set the race up for him. But I thought there was plenty of merit to this performance to get back in the field and win at a distance, which I think ultimately is going to be short of his best. So to get this win last time over the mile and now step up to 2,000 metres, I think it's almost a bit of a bonus win. So nice performance here. He gets over the top of, Detonator Jack's going well. There's a dual Australian, Australian Cup winner and light infantryman, Just Folk, hard, fit, on speed. So a lot of merit to that performance. He's got a nice draw. I think he deserves to be favourite. Whether he deserves to be that short, we'll get to shortly.
Well, St George is the next horse we're going to take a look at here, and he's had a little gap between runs. This was his last start win, though, at Flemington, and we know that he's a pretty good horse, and he's beaten Dark Bonnie quite comfortably last preparation.
Yep, he beat them the last time they clashed. It was at Flemington, and they were both fit at that stage. Whereas, and look, St George is fit, but he hasn't run since the 18th of July. This was an arrogant win. He was never, ever losing this race. Yeah, look, maybe he got a bit tired. I think it was more just a case of he had nothing left to chase, so he just did what he had to the line. It was a dominant performance. He was heavily backed there. Last time he met Dark Bonnie over 2,000 metres, he beat him, and he got a senior jockey going on Saturday. I don't think it's grand final day. That's the only thing stopping me from making him a really big result, is probably the naturalism next time out is going to be grand final day. But he might be good enough anyway. He's just a very good horse, St George. So $10 a win for him. I want to be winning on the race if Dark Bonnie wins, so I'm going to have 15 and make him a positive result. I think Litsteel and Chocolates are the other strong winning hopes in the race. Nice draw for Litsteel. Are you betting, Grace?
No, I couldn't find a bet here. I do think it's a really good race, and especially like
an $8 shot on top. You don't have to have much on.
Yeah, I know, but I could also then back St George. I could see that Storm at that price as well. And I do agree the naturalism's probably the race that we're going to see these horses sort of be ridden with a bit of intent. This might just be, another conditioning run for a lot of them. But Litsteel maps perfectly. And she's very classy. Now a 5-year-old mare, we might see the best of her this campaign.
She'll go to an Archer, I think.
Yeah.
And maybe St George goes to an Archer as well. So I just think we'll speak about heaps in this show. Intent.
Definitely.
Dark Bonnie wants that rating up. The others, their grand finals next run, isn't it?
Yeah, he deserves to be short in the betting, that's for sure. All right, they're the first 3 races at Caulfield. Time for a quick break on the Analyzer. Stay with us. Well, let's get straight into the market for race 4 on this Caulfield Memsie Stakes card. And Cruiserweight is the $2.40 favourite, but he is currently 4th emergency. So we'll have to wait and see whether he does gain a start. Itazura off a last start win. They've been waiting for another soft map. He gets it here, $5.50. Home Rule, he's been well back now, third up into $7.50. Stylish on that line of betting as well. And that's the one we're going to take a look at here, Home Rule, because he was very good last start, and you think he's ready?
I think he's ready, yeah. He's just got such a good Caulfield 1,400 metre record. I think he's never missed the top 4, and it usually runs first or second, as he did last time out at a big price, second up. He went forward, he led, he gave a good side. The horse that beat him had a really good run until he speared wide on the turn. But, yeah, things worked out quite nicely for 10 Commandments. He's a hard-fit, in-form horse. Now Home Rule looks ready, third up. Should be at peak fitness. There's going to be a bit of pressure here, but that's okay. He likes rolling on speed. You've got the likes of Porter and maybe Recuperato, but I just can't get out of my head that 12 months ago the market, in all its infinite wisdom, thought he should start 350 against Sepples. Yeah. And now you're getting 750 in an 84 12 months later when he looks ready to do something. So I'm going to have $10 each way. I want to be breaking even or making a small profit if he places, but Victoria's Spirit, he's no certainty to get a run, either is the other favourite in Cruiserweight. So this race could really change complexion. I think Itazura is a good hope. I think Stylish is a good hope. But Home Rule's the one for me. It's just way over the odds. I'd have him close to favourite. Yeah,
there could be some significant deductions, obviously, and the market really might gravitate towards him on race morning, especially, look, Cruiserweight, if he gets a run, he's my own top selection. But I do think Itazura, he might have come back better this campaign. It was a very good first up win. They've been waiting for the right race for him. Porter is another one I think can run well, fresh as well. So pretty keen on an each way play there in race 4 for Ben. Now let's take a look at the first of the stakes races. This is for the fillies and the mares, and these are the sprinters that we've got. Shadavar, she's very fast. She maps barrier 1. She looks awfully hard to beat at $2.90. Custom, she'll enjoy a fast tempo, I thought. Do you think sort of the market's got it right at the moment, Ben?
I do. Yeah, I think she's the clear horse to beat here in Shadavar. She's got the significant advantage over most of her rivals of race fitness. Stable's flying. I think from the shoot start again on Saturday, it's going to be a good place to be on speed. And look, basically when you isolate her form to when she's ridden on speed, either in front or in the first couple, she's got an outstanding overall record. So I think you've just got to ride her aggressively early, use her race fitness, go to the front, and then she's going to be awfully hard to beat.
This is a stronger race than what she faces on Saturday.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? She went from beating the boys first up without a run. Now she's being Persian Spirit, their recommendation. Now she's back against her own sex with a run under the belt. So, look, there weren't too many favourites that I wanted to rubber stamp on Saturday, but she's, I thought, probably the best of the favourites. So I'm going to have $25 to win on her. Custom gets a senior jockey on, has race fitness. Road to Arataki can go forward. I like the jump out of Photograph, but I just think she's going to be out the back. Are you betting in this?
Yeah, I am. I do like Shadavar. I think she's got a really good chance, of course, to just lead and win this race. Having something on Bossy Bonita at a big price, because she got to a pretty good level at the end of last campaign, and her 2 jump outs this prep have been really, really good. So at the price, I'm happy to have her on side as well. Now let's move to race number 6 on the card and take a look at what's happening here. Another one for the speedsters, another Tom Dabinick favourite, $2.50, drawn barrier 1 again. But Bridal Waltz, well, we know her class. She's first up and she's $4.40. War Machine has been a massive drifter out to $7. And recommendation, well, there's money for him again. Oliver Another Day, what are we thinking here?
I think he's a really nice horse. That's obvious. Look, it's been a bit of commentary. You're getting 260 and he's just, inverted commas, a Wongoom winner. That was because they wanted to win the Wongoom. I think had he gone to Adelaide, he'd be a Euclase winner or a Tobin Bronze, whatever the race is called now, Group 2 level. He probably could have won a Goodwood. He could already be a Group 1 winner. No, it wasn't the strongest Group 1 and that wasn't the strongest Group 2 in Adelaide. But, it was just that's the race they chose. They don't trial any better than this. He's always been a serious talent. I think he's going on to bigger and better things, and I think there's some real intent with him because they want to get him into better races. How did you see him?
Yeah, I think he's obviously got a really good winning chance. Like, the map is so favourable for him as well, but I just can't have him as short as what he is at $2.90. You've got a horse like War Machine who has got outrageous first up stats. And obviously it didn't go to plan. He was scratched, sort of that mishap when he was supposed to be first up in the Ori Star, but he's gone back to the jump out since. Look, I don't want it to be too wet for him because I don't
think it'll be too wet. I think it'll be a 6 or a 5.
Yeah, which would be fine for War Machine. And it's just his first up record. Like, I know that after that Stradbroke win, maybe we didn't see him at his best last campaign, but like, this is his chance. I'm excited to see how he goes. He's
1100 Caulfield. That would be my. What do you make of that? For
no,
him?
I like it. He'll be in the first 4. There'll be pretty genuine speed up front, and he'll quicken. Like, that's what he does. He accelerates first up. So I'm excited to see him at $7. And you've got $2.90 all of another day. That's the way that I'm seeing it. But obviously, Bridal Waltz has got a good chance too.
Yeah, not a race on to bet into. I think War Machine is over the odds. I can't forget the day he just obliterated Bridal Waltz first up down the straight at Flemington. Peloton maybe over the odds, but I think Oliver Another Day is the most likely winner. Not a race I want to bet into. I'm betting every other race on Saturday. What about you?
Well, I'm backing War Machine here at $7. I just think he's over the odds, and if the track's not too wet, I think he'll perform really well. Oliver Another Day, Bridal Waltz to Bergerac. So that's now 1 or 2/3 of the Memsie Stakes card down on the analyzer. We'll be back after this quick break to take a look at the feature. We get to see the 3-year-olds in action in the McNeil Stakes, race number 7 on the program. And Unit 5, he's first up. He's been really well backed. He's got his fair share of ability at $4.60. American Eagle drifting out to share that favouritism at the moment. Sees the day, an exciting horse from New Zealand. Athera, can't wait to see her. Confederation, Phillip Island. Both at bigger prices can run well. This is a super competitive race, Ben. Where are we starting here?
We're starting with the horse, we mentioned that word, Intent, the one that I think can roll forward. So I think Shoot Start Caulfield Saturday on speed is going to be a good place to be. And if you have race fitness, you can be on speed, then I think you can run a race. Typically, when you go looking for the McNeil Stakes winner, the Pakenham synthetic track is not where you go. And this race rated well, but it certainly didn't blow up the clock like you'd be thinking, OK, here's your McNeil Stakes winner. I just think this guy's going to run really well because if he's not in front, I think he'll be outside lead. And he's progressive. He jumped out really well leading into the showdown. He didn't measure up. First up, he went back and was good late. This time they sent him forward. Now he's rock hard fit third up from an informed stable. I think he'll be on speed. I think he'll get favours against better horses. Like I suspect American Eagle and Athera and possibly Seize the Day are all better horses than him, but they're going to be in behind him and they've got bigger targets over further down the track. So at double figures, I'm going to back him 1 by 3. I think he's a great place chance and he might even be able to keep running at double figures and get the victory for us. What about you?
Yeah, I can definitely understand why you are making that case. It is a tricky map and he could just have everything go his way.
You can understand it, but you don't rate it at all because he's not in the top 4.
He's not in my top 4 because if they can make ground from the shoot start, there might be a couple that are sort of motoring home. American Eagle, like, I just want to see how he goes again, but he looks pretty promising. Form lines are strong. Athera, exciting horse. Confederation was fantastic. First up in the vein, so James McDonald goes on. Look, I haven't got Phillip Island.
Just say it's got none.
Fifth top raider.
It's got none.
Fifth top raider. Let's now take a look at the market for the big one. This is the Group 1 Memsie Stakes, and wow, this is some race. Jimmy Star is our $4.40 favourite. Cosmic Crusader holding steady at $5. There's been plenty of money for Bivakt into $6, as is Treasure the Moment, well backed, $7. Angel Capital is definitely the one that's gone the other way, $4.80 out to $8.50. I mean, really, we could spend half an hour just doing this one race.
Yep.
But let's take a look at Cosmic Crusader because he's now third up. So he's got the fitness, he's got, this is the race that they circled, saying we're winning the Memsie Stakes. And look, I've got him on top because how can you fault him?
Well, he's the horse I thought I'd be finding, Grace. Before I saw the barrier draw and did the speed maps, I thought he'd be ready to peak, whereas you can't say that about a few of his rivals. This is a great win. So was the first up win. Now he might even come on again. There's a big query. It's where does he get to in the map? And for 1400 at Caulfield, he either risks being caught wide, he risks working up the hill, or you risk being too far back. Things might work out beautifully. He might end up third pair back, one out off the fence. I saw a few people had him going forward and sitting outside the speed. I couldn't see that, but
Well, I mean,
where do you have
the
him?
way that he just trucked into the race down the side there, and obviously he takes on much better opposition than what he did in the PB Lawrence last start, but I think Willie Pike just sort of emulates that ride and takes off from the 800 metre, puts him into the race, has that looming run into the bend. I think he'll be close enough at the top of the straight. That gives him a chance, and he'll be fitter now, like probably a mile's going to be the best of him, but he's good enough to be winning this, I think, which is really exciting. A horse like Jimmy Star, well, we know his level, and I think what everybody has been so excited to see is his trials up in New South Wales, obviously off a Queensland prep, so he's got the residual fitness, but gee, he looks to be absolutely motoring.
He does. They don't trial any better than this. I think it's a good sign that that residual fitness is there for him off his Queensland preparation, and maybe he's back. The more the track dries out, the better for him. He gets through wet ground. I think he's better on top of the ground. Yeah, it was a lovely trial.
So good.
Yeah, they don't trial much better than that. Map's a bit awkward for him. He's going to be worse in midfield, I think. But he's good enough to run them down. I think both those horses you mentioned, Cosmic Crusader and Jimmy Star, that would be my top selections with a better map. I've just taken the angle. I want to be with the horses that are either going to be 1-2 in the run, maybe 1-3, 1-4. I think Bayvarkt and Treasure of the Moment are the most natural on-speed horses in the race. I'm going to have $15 to win on Bayvarkt, who I think is your leader. Treasure of the Moment, people were calling her the second coming of Winx in this race 12 months ago. Things haven't gone her way since, but it was the apples-to-apples comparison. It was the track and distance, and it was the same setup. So I'm going to have something on each of those two and hope that the map gets them home.
If you're floored by me leaving Phillip Island out of my top four, and you're telling me that 1-2 in the run is where you need to be, Mr. B not being in there, that's just not on.
He's a 9-year-old first up off 9.
Well, he's in for third for me, and he can win from outside the leader. Cosmic Crusader, I think, is the one.
Are we betting?
Though. I'm betting. I'm not betting, sorry, but
Yep.
I'm thinking the $5 is a little bit enticing there. Jimmy Star, Mr. B, Bayvarkt, the leader, can run really well. I do agree with you there. But now let's take a look at the next race, and this is the Heavily Stakes, so 1,700 metres listed event. $2.35, very firm favourite, is Yellow Jersey, and well, there's been so much talk about this horse. What do we make of his winning chances?
I think he's a great winning hope. I think the big thing is intent. So this is a race where I see Just Folk leading, and I don't see a whole lot of other pressure. Some of these horses like Wootton Verney, Kingswood, they look to be airborne, but where are they going to be on the map? I think they're all going to be second half of the field. This guy looks like he's got some speed. He looks like he's got some sharpness. That's Giga Kick behind him. It's Mr. Brightside in front of him. Look, he's trialled exceptionally well for a horse resuming in a Heatherly. I love the fact he's got some residual from the Queensland winter. He was going to win by 10 there in Queensland. I think condition ran out. I think he's a nice horse. Do I want to take 240? No, because on his I just don't think he's got that much of an edge being first of what we've seen so far and being first up that I could take 235. Clearly on top, though, because of the intent. Look, if you got out to better than $3 and there's a big drift and a set against him, I'd probably bet. First chorus, Just Folk, Kingswood. Good race, a really great addition. I just don't know if I want to bet into it.
Yeah, I just need to see a bit more. Like, I agree Yellow Jersey probably deserves to be favourite and can win this race. But I just need to see him. I just need to see how these all go, really. Obviously, first chorus is going super. She goes in for second. I think Kings Valley and Zaran could run some nice races. Zaran especially has been jumping out really well.
Yeah, I really want to follow Zaran out of this run. I think next time, 2,000 metres, if he can get onto a dry track, he might be a good bet for the analyser.
Yes, let's now take a look at the market for the final event at Caulfield, and Sassapeel is another favourite on the card, or another good chance on the card for Danny O'Brien. $2.90 ahead of 10 Commandments, so he's going super. Another Will, and I wonder what another Will turn up here in a benchmark 100. But Sassapeel, she was fantastic first up. Like, it's really hard to knock the way she's going. She beat some pretty handy horses here.
She was good. She was handed it to her on a platter. I thought the ride on the second horse lacked a little bit of intent. And it couldn't have worked out any better for her. It was just a great first up run for her, wasn't it? Stables flying. She got a nice, soft, controlling time, not pressured at all. She got to have a bowl around. She's had a trial since. She's only going to come on.
Yep.
She deserves favouritism because she's a highly progressive mare that will be on speed. They're looking to get her rating up, to get her into a Rupert Clark. There's a heap of intent. If I hadn't spent the best part of $200, I'd probably have something on her on Saturday. But is she a bet for you?
Well, she is, but you've got another Will as your on top selection here. Tell us why.
Yep. This horse was just awesome winning this race. Now, it's 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So we're going a long way back winning this race, but he was brilliant from a wide draw, getting back, ran sectionals that said he's a Group 1 horse. He started favourite this track and distance a year ago in a Memsie Stakes against the likes of Treasure of the Moment and co, and things went pear-shaped from there. He kind of got back on track in the Queensland winter. I thought the Kingsford Smith, which is the driest track he saw, he ran a really good race. Forget the run in the Stradbroke. He's had a trial in Sydney. He went nicely. He's got Queensland residual fitness, and he's clearly the best horse in the race at his best.
Yep.
And we get $7 to find out. The draw's not ideal, but $7, I'm happy to have something on to see if he's back to his best. Are we betting?
Yeah, I am. I'm with Sass Appeal. I think should be extremely hard to beat from the front. Look, 10 Commandments is going well, but I just want to have something on Storm Leopard as well at the current price because I think he gets that nice sort of weaving run through. He's going really well. We'll probably see the best of him, hopefully, this campaign as he gets up a little bit further out in trip, but he can sprint well fresh. All right, so there are the 10 races down. Now, let's take a look at how we're attacking the meeting from a strategy perspective, Ben.
Yeah, a lot of bets here. Two-bet play in the first, Davida and Butternut Princess to win a similar result. I just think Lincoln Rocks is over the odds on a 1x4 basis, race 2. Dark Bunny and St George the bets. St George will be the better result. I think he's the one that's over the odds in the race. Home Rule really keen in race 4 that he's the best value on the program. Shadavar's the best favourite that I want to back on the program. This should go forward and be hard to beat. Phillip Island 1x3, I think he'll be on speed and give you a sight. Baywalk and Treasure of the Moment in the main race, and Another Will coming home looks over the odds.
I'm not spending as much as you, but I've got 2-bet play race 1, Davida, Miss Miranda, Federer keen on there, Shadavar Agree, Bossy Medina, War Machine, and the 2 bets in race number 10 as well, $128 spend. We can't wait for Memsie Stakes Day. Good luck to you, Ben. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of The Analyser. We'll catch you next time.